Hello there, DMLer. So it is now November 2022, and this month, the newest dragon of the month is the legendary GUNHILDA dragon. So GUNHILDA is of course a legendary void and fire dragon, so if you were ever going to use it in a dungeon, I guess it's got fire, so you could use her. But of course today we are going to be taking a look at how you can breed GUNHILDA. And so, in order to get GUNHILDA, you do have to breed two dragons together that have fire, water, energy, and wind as part of their elements, and usually the best way to do this is to breed a 3-element dragon with a single element common. It's just, it tends to work out better for the breeding combinations in the end. And so, the best combination that I would suggest for players to be using this month is actually the Geyser plus wind dragons. Reason being that if we check the possible results here, we do have a few dragons like Agnes, Mask, and Imperial, but we don't have that many possible outcomes. There's a few of them, but they have very, very short average misbreed times. So for example, we've got the Smoke Dragon, Ice Dragon, Bee Dragon, and Cloud Dragon, which are all really short, and even the others aren't too long. And the DML Planner website does show this as well if we go into this combination here, which is the same as using Wind plus Cupid or Wind plus Potion, because they have the same elements. And you'll see that the breeding times for most of these dragons end up being below 3 hours, up to a max of 4 hours for the Mask Dragon. So this combination allows you to keep coming back to the game really frequently and rebreeding, and that's one of the most important things for getting Dragons of the Month nice and quickly, just by consistently rebreeding. Of course, you can also use things such as double egg relics, which I do highly suggest if you do have any spare and you really want to get the best chance possible of breeding the Dragon of the Month. So, for instance, we could try breeding this now. What do we get? Not successful in our first attempt, but we have the option of taking a 36-minute breed, which is super good because now that we can just watch one ad and then maybe a second ad just to skip that extra 5 minutes, it means that we can do a rebreed nice and quickly. The second best breeding combination that we've got this month for GUNHILDA is going to be the Energy plus Mask Dragon, and of course Mask has the same elements as Imperial and Agnes, so you could use those instead. And the reason why this is a good combination is because there are very few possible outcomes. You'll see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total other possible outcomes, but the thing is, this one has much higher average misbreed times, and especially having Geyser as part of this pool, you definitely want to make sure you're using a double egg relic if you are using this, because otherwise ending up with a Geyser dragon's breeding time, you're going to be waiting ages. But essentially, the difference between these two main combinations is that Earth, or Energy plus Agnes, has a high average misbreed time, but also a high overall chance to breed GUNHILDA. The Cupid or Geyser combo has a lower overall chance, but a very low average misbreed time. So one thing that you can do is if you do decide to use this combination, this one is better used if you are, say, going to sleep or you're going to be out of the house, so you can't log into the game for quite a while, for instance, whereas the other one is better if you can consistently log in all the time. But we'll go for a breed here, and we actually got a 2-hour option, so that's going to be one that we'll want to take up. And then it's just going to be a case of rebreeding in both of our dens until we win. Of course, if you don't have any of those 3-element dragons to use, then if you are a really new player, then there are a couple of combinations you could use, like Smoke plus Eel, which has a 2.3% and an average misbreed of 5 hours 5 minutes, which is still a decent combo. That's probably one of the better ones, along with Plasma plus Ice. Plasma plus Ice is very slightly better, but more or less Smoke plus Eel and Plasma plus Ice aren't really that much different, so depending on whichever combo you have as a new player, you can use that if you want. But one thing to be aware of while you are breeding GUNHILDA, especially this week, is that we do still have the Ancient event on, so you don't want to be ruining your chances of getting the Ancient event dragons just for a Dragon of the Month, because the legendary Dragons of the Month just aren't that good in this game. Not anymore, anyway. They used to be many years ago, but your priority should definitely be Ancient Dragons if you want to improve your team, get some good quality dragons. But after the Ancient event is over, feel free to go ham with trying to breed GUNHILDA in your breeding dens. If you got 2 dens going with double egg relics, go wild. you're going to have loads of opportunities to try and breed the Dragon of the Month. Of course, we are looking for a 2-day breeding time for our Dragon of the Month, reduced to 1 day, 14 hours if you've got VIP level 2+ active. And another way that you can actually increase your chances is by leveling up the dragons that you're using to breed. That doesn't guarantee that you're going to be successful, and you might still need to breed 10, 20, 50, 60 times before you're successful, but using leveled up dragons does give you a slightly higher chance of breeding rarer dragons, and that does include Dragons of the Month. But that is the key to Dragon of the Month breeding. As always, rebreed, rebreed, and rebreed, and eventually you should be successful. Not always, because it is just a game of RNG at the end of the day. You're never guaranteed to breed the Dragon of the Month like here, but give it enough tries and you'll have a very high chance of having bred it eventually. So that was less than 10 attempts. It's very easy to get the Dragon of the Month by day 1 if you're using 2 dens and you're using double egg relics and you've got time skips and relics to use to skip like breeding times, hatching times, but it is really that simple. The last time I didn't breed a Dragon of the Month on day 1 of trying was many months ago, so you just need to be consistent, keep trying, keep rebreeding, and I guess, good luck. But that should be more or less everything that you need to know. If there is anything else that you do want to share, or anything DML related that you're not sure of, feel free to join my Discord server, share your progress, anything like that that you want, and you know, you can chat to other DML players and things like that if you want to, of course. But for now, good luck breeding this new Dragon of the Month, and I hope to see you again soon.